basic meditation, but that doesn't mean that it is not sophisticated, nor does it mean it can't take you very far in your spiritual journey. Very often the practices that we start with are the ones that actually finally take us into liberation or enlightenment or whatever it may be. It's just over the process of your life, it begins to get more and more and more depth. Initially, meditations don't do very much when you first encounter them, but when you carry on practicing day by day, even if you think there's nothing happening, little bit by little bit, things begin to generate, begin to build inside the body. We want to think about a lot of this stuff as building structures. And like any structure, it doesn't just get built the moment you think about it. You have to actually do the work in laying the foundation and setting the bricks and all that kind of thing, if we're using a house as a metaphor. But in terms of meditation, you don't often know what is happening on the inside until quite a lot later down the line. So you just keep doing the practice day by day, day by day, day by day, and eventually your perception catches up to actually what's been happening all the time, but you just weren't aware enough of that. So we often stop meditation practices and things because we think nothing is happening, and we often stop way too early. Something is happening, but we haven't developed to the level whereby we can experience that. So keep going, keep going, keep going, and what appears to be a very basic meditation practice can actually take us very, very far. And then we'll move on to a little bit of a practice that is generically known as self-inquiry. And this is really the sort of the big questions that we may have perhaps asked ourselves when we were children. Who am I? Why am I here? What is the meaning of all of this? But because no one knows the answers, we ask our parents, we ask our friends, we ask our teachers, and because they don't know, we're told to forget these kinds of questions and just get on with life. But actually these questions are all important. We go about our whole lives never asking, who am I? Who is this person who is living this life? What is the nature of that self-identity? We never question it. We never ask. We just take it for granted that we know who and what we are, and we get on with our lives in that regard. And then we wonder how come we don't really know ourselves in the end, or feel that we may have wasted our time in some way or another. So before really we start anything, especially spiritual practice or meditation, we really need to ask these fundamental questions. If we know who we are to begin with, then as we progress with our meditation, every step takes us closer to the goal. If we don't know who we are to begin with, all we're trying to do is find out with our meditation. But that shouldn't be the end goal, that should be the beginning. And then your meditation can open that up to its full fruition, which is actually something very extraordinary, really extraordinary. The kind of special abilities that are shown or seen by the world's masters, the great saints of the world's spiritual traditions, Buddhist masters, Taoist masters, Tantric masters, who are able to change the basic fabric of reality. How? Because they understand their own self-identity with that basic fabric. Once you understand that you and life, you and reality are one and the same, then your mastery over that becomes apparent, becomes obvious. So self-inquiry, directing the attention inwards to what this is, as opposed to just assuming that we already know. Okay, let's just jump into it. If you have any questions at any point about the practices, just jump in and ask. And once we finish the practice, we can have a little bit of discussion together and see what you experienced or any other questions that might be coming up for you. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with a practice called Pore breathing. So all of the tiny, tiny little pores all over the body, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of tiny little pores, tiny little follicles. Each one of these can learn how to draw breath or energy into the body and how to release stagnation, how to release anything sticky, anything uncomfortable or difficult out of the pores for expulsion on the exhalation. We train the pores, we teach them how to do this with this practice, and then after a while you can begin to draw in energy, release out energy, or draw in energy and maintain energy inside the body. Firstly, we move into purification, take fresh energy in, expel negative or sticky, difficult energy outwards. Later on, once we're nice and clean, we can draw energy straight into the body and then pack the body from the inside until the body is completely full from the inside out and the outside in of energy. Okay. We'll use the arms as a guide. They're not 100% necessary by any means, but they're useful, and they can also help us to expand the rib cage a little bit more. So, taking your hands like this, so just parallel to each other, and then using the elbow to guide the movement. So don't think about moving from the shoulder, just think about the elbows rising up, shoulders stay very relaxed on the inhalation. And then on the exhalation, we gently squeeze. We have a feeling of squeezing a little bit, but without tension. No tension, but that same kind of idea that you are pushing something out of the body, but just very relaxed, very relaxed. Pull the top of the back of the head upwards and keep it suspended there. We inhale as the hands rise, as the elbows rise. No need to go too high, just as much as is comfortable with the shoulders still relaxed. And then as we exhale, hands moving in, forearms moving in, elbows moving in. Not too close, just kind of body width apart is fine, something like this. And then again we inhale. Keep shoulders relaxed and down, keep the top of the head pulling up and exhaling. And again, there's this kind of squeezing feeling, but without tension in the exhalation. We're breathing through the nose, inhalation and exhalation. And now we want to imagine that each and every pore of the body can open on the inhalation, drawing breath, energy directly into each and every pore of the body. 360 degrees, so up, down, left, right, front, back. Whole of the body drawing in on the inhalation. Whole body breathing in, so all the pores inhaling. And then as we exhale, the pores gently shut or close behind us. And we have a feeling of squeezing energy, breath, air out of all the pores of the body. drawing in the pores open along with the breath. So they don't just open immediately at the very beginning of the breath, but they open gradually and they close gradually. So closing, 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 closing. And when we hear they're closed, we can just pause just for a gentle moment. And then we begin to open, 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 open until they're fully open. And again, we can just have a gentle pause at the end. And then again, closing, 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 closing. Try to develop the feeling in the whole body. Try to have a sense that every single pore is breathing in. It's like a nose or a mouth inhaling, every single pore. And every single pore is like a nose or a mouth exhaling as we exhale out. We want to develop the feeling, the kinesthetic sense, rather than just being in the imagination. So really feel the whole body. There will certainly be places that are numb to your awareness, that you can't at present feel. That's okay. Later on, the whole body will begin to activate. And for now, today, don't worry, but in your own practice later, you want to try and work out those numb areas. So just breathing a little bit more deeply into those areas, or bringing a little bit more attention to those areas, until again the whole body feels as though it's responding. And all the pores open at the same pace, and all the pores close at the same pace. So after a while we begin to get this feeling of the whole body itself is breathing, not just the nose, not just the mouth or lungs, but every single pore drawing in. And it can come as far or as deep into the body as you can feel for now. Don't worry if that's not very far. You might not be able to breathe right into the very centre of the body for quite some time. But feel it at least at the skin level, and feel it at least a little bit under the skin. If you can feel it going deeper into the body, that's fine, no problem. But you don't need to worry too much if you can't feel the inside of the body yet. Later on you will be able to feel the inside of the body, and you'll be able to feel the inside of the body to the point where you can feel the bones, the organs, the shape of inner structures. All kinds of things will begin to open up for you just in this one practice. This one practice has great utility. You can do all kinds of things with this if you can get the pores to open and close properly. And that's a work in progress. Don't worry if it's only an idea at this stage. But again, staying at the level of kinesthetic touch, not just in the mind, not just at the level of the breath, but really feeling the body opening, feeling the body closing. We'll just add a couple of things. On the inhalation, just spread the bones of the hands apart. On the exhalation, close the bones of the hands, but not completely. The fingers are not tight, they're still slightly open. We want to stretch the metacarpals, the bones on the back of the hands, on the inhalation. And then we want to close the bones on the back of the hand on the exhalation. Again, it doesn't need to be completely closed. We want to have a little bit of space between the fingers, but opening on the inhalation. And we have a feeling of stretching everything open. So we pull the head up, we pull the arms outwards slightly, we open the joints. And then as we exhale, the bones of the hands close gently, and we feel the push inside the joint. Just like pushing the joints further away from each other. So it feels a little bit like squeezing toothpaste or something out of the ends of the fingers on the exhalation. Kind of squeezing, pushing through. On the inhalation we pull, pulling the energy into the body, pulling the joints open, pulling the head up. As we exhale, pushing, push the joints, close the bones, squeeze the energy out of the body. Keep pulling the head upright. A straight spine is important. We pull from the top of the back of the head, not the very crown. Pulling from the crown tends to lift the chin. We just want to drop the chin, but we do want to lift the crown. Inhaling. Exhaling. Push the joints gently open. Close the bones. Squeeze. Inhaling. Pull into the whole body at once. Exhale. Squeeze everything out. You can have the idea that when you're inhaling, you're drawing in fresh, clean, bright, clear energy. As you exhale, you can have the idea that you're squeezing out toxins in the form of dirty, grey, black smoke. Inhaling bright, clean, fresh energy. Exhaling dirty, grey, smoky toxins. And again, if you can get it coming from very deep inside the body, that's great, but don't worry if it just feels fairly superficial for now. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't let this movement really engage the shoulder. The shoulder just stays soft, so no tension. It's a very soft exercise. You stay straight, stay very relaxed, and really just try and open the pores. It's a skill we have, but haven't developed. And we may notice the breath gets longer, slower, deeper. It's good. System's beginning to calm down. Nervous system beginning to adjust. Again, don't worry if you don't feel very much at this stage. It's not a problem. Later, very powerful practice. You can walk into a room, change the energy. Somebody's had an argument, you breathe that energy in. You breathe out clean, fresh energy. Change the state of the place, as well as your own internal state. Can be used for healing, drawing in somebody's pain, sending out healing energy. But first we work on ourselves, just learning to open and close, learning to draw in and to send out. Many applications. Okay, this time as we close, we're just going to bring the left hand in, left hand coming into the lower belly, right hand coming in on top. This is considered like a gathering stage, just gathering into the lower belly. You can cross the left thumb on top of the right, and just bring the attention down. Just become aware of the area of the lower belly. Just feel the belly expand and contract underneath the hands. No need to force it, let it be natural. Just notice how you feel. relax the hands down. Okay. Next, we're going to work again with the breath. We are not often interested in the breath solely for its own sake. We're interested in oxygenation and expelling toxins and some stuff. But what we're really interested in is a certain energy that lies within the breath. This is the prana or the chi. So the breath really is a vehicle for the transmission of the energy. We don't want to get too stuck on the idea that they're breathing practices. The breath is just the vehicle, they're energy practices. So we have 12 ordinary energy channels. These are mainly in the arms and legs and go to the inner organs. Example, the heart channel. Example, the lung channel. Okay? But we also have another system called the 8 extraordinary channels. And the 8 extraordinary channels are the alchemical channels, the alchemical energy body within us. It's all energy and it's all alchemical to some degree, but these 8 channels are the most important. If we want to reach to very high levels of consciousness, we need to work on these channels at some point or another. I'm going to give you the Chinese names for them because it's a Chinese system. This particular channel that we're going to work on is the Chongmai. Mai just means channel or conduit or meridian, and Chong, Zhong, means central or middle. Okay, so this is the channel that goes, and we're going to find this now. Touch the tips of your ears, just the tip, and then just come to the very centre of the head, or just where they meet rather. That's the beginning of the Chongmai, Bai Hui, the 100 meeting points. Okay, this is the acupuncture at the top of this channel. At the bottom of the channel is between the legs, where between the anus and the genitals, that soft patch of skin, it's called the Huiyin in Chinese, or pinyin. The Huiyin and the Bai Hui. And straight down the middle of the body is this energy channel. This energy channel is said to be the distance between the pupil of one eye and the pupil of the other eye. So just around this wide and circular, like a straw. We imagine it to begin with as hollow, stretching from the crown to the root. First stage, we're just going to find it. Second stage, we're going to begin to smooth that channel out. Make it straighter, make it longer, and make it smoother. It can go off. It can have sticky things inside of it. If we don't have a connection to the heavenly energies, whatever you conceive of them to be, I don't mean like God, but heavenly energies, higher beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, however you conceive of it, and we can't ground, or we can't ground the energy from up to down, or we can't take the energy from earth to heaven, it's because this channel is blocked. And this is the major spiritual highway in the body. If this channel is blocked and not working, we're disconnected. If it's open and flowing, we're connected. And again, we can do things. You know, there is sort of practical application of this stuff, but that comes some way down the line. First, we need to activate. Okay? So, we're going to take our right hand facing our chest, some distance away. Not very close, but not silly. Just You basically want to be able to feel the connection somewhere, wherever that is. The hand is soft, it's rounded, it's not straight, it's just got a rounded quality to it, yeah? And left hand faces the lower belly. Okay. This is the middle dantian, middle elixir field. This is the lower dantian, or the lower elixir field, cinnabar field. These are alchemical terms. You don't need to know this. Let's drop this hand a little bit more. Just that one. Yeah, this one come up a little bit. Yeah, there. That's good. Okay. So just close your eyes. And just allow your attention to begin to move inwards. And by that I mean you want to feel inside the body. Now we're not really used to that. We're used to feeling the skin and what comes into contact with the skin. But the only time we ever really think about the inside or feel the inside of our body is when we're ill or sick. But we have that capacity to sense and feel inside the body, and even later on to see and hear inside the body. But now I want you to try and move your attention and awareness to the middle of your body, the midline of your body, stretching again from the crown point by way to the point at the bottom of the channel between the legs, between the anus and the genitals, known as the Huayin. Try and connect these points in your mind right through the very middle of the body. Now this won't necessarily be easy, and there may be parts of that channel or that centre line that you can feel, and there may be parts of that line that are unavailable to your awareness at this stage. That's completely normal, don't worry. And don't worry if you can't feel this deep at all. Just try and just let your mind rest there along the middle of the body from top to bottom. Just relax this whole line from crown to root. Just release any tension around the midline of your body. Gently pull the top of the back of the head upwards. Give a little bit of a stretch to this channel. And then you can just gently open your eyes enough that you can see what I'm doing. The top hand, we just lift the little fingers slightly. So the hand just inverts a little bit from this to this, just small. And the hands begin to move. The left hand, bottom hand, moves up on the inside. Top hand moves down on the outside. And we move the hands until the top hand comes just underneath the hairline, and the bottom hand just comes in front of that area, the Huayin. So keep going with the bottom hand, more, bottom hand, keep going. It ends up just kind of in front of the feet or around just in front of the genitals, somewhere there. and this hand underneath the hairline. Okay? Then we change. This hand again, it inverts slightly. And now this hand is on the inside and this hand is on the outside. Hands move. Hands move at the same pace. Again, one hand comes up underneath the hairline. Other hand comes just in front of the Huayin. And we keep changing. Keep moving. And as the hands move, we want to have a sense that they are connected to this midline of the body, energetically connected. And the hands begin to stretch out that midline, begin to smooth it out, begins to iron it out. So whatever creases or kinks, bends or breaks there may be in this central channel become fixed. We may feel ourselves literally stretching, getting longer, or it may just be a feeling inside the body. But don't concentrate on the hands themselves, rather than concentrate on the inside of the body and feel how the movement of the hands is affecting the inside of the body. And again, we're going for the very middle. So we're going quite deep inside the body. As much as you can, feel this area becoming smoother. And every part of the body, on the inside, that the hands pass, just relaxes a little bit more. So it's a continual release, a continual relaxation along the very middle of the body. We keep opening, we keep stretching, we keep softening and releasing. No need for the hands to go higher than the hairline. No need for the hands to go lower than the genitals. And just stay very mindful. Let the attention be in the centre of the body. Just feel, just sense. Releasing any tension. Doesn't mean to collapse. Keep structure and form, but relax around that structure and form. And just let the breath be natural. Just contain the energy inside the body. So we're not trying to push energy out of the top or the bottom at this stage. Just keep it inside the body, just smoothing the channel. Next time the left hand is down by the lower belly, just leave it there facing the lower belly. Let the right hand travel up, let the right hand travel down. Let the left hand face the lower belly. Let the right hand face the back of the left hand. The left hand down by the lower belly. Right hand facing the back of the left hand. Just centering the energy in the lower belly. Lower down again. Draw both hands into the belly, touch, draw around to the side, and then just down. very bright, scintillatingly bright ball of white energy, pure bright white light, around 1 foot, 1.5 foot above the head. Okay, it's about the size of a can't think of the type of ball. It's around that big anyway, and just sits above the head. And we're going to tune into this ball of energy, and then what we're going to feel is as that ball of energy begins to stream through the body, just continuously, bright white light just streaming through the whole body, going through the inside of the body, going through the arms, going through the legs, going through the torso, going through the channels, the energy channels, going through the bones, okay? Travelling initially, and I'm going to change it up a little bit as we go, but initially we're just going to imagine this ball of light above the head. We're going to switch it on. We're going to feel it just begin to spread light all the way through the body, every level of the body. Okay? We'll start there and then I'll introduce some other aspects as we go along. You can have hands on the knees, have the hands in the lap, up to you, doesn't really matter at this stage. Later on we get quite complex with our various types of mudras and ways to work the energy by hand manipulation, but for now just on the knees, either up or down or in the lap. Okay? And again we want to have this pulling upwards, top of the back of the head, keep that spine erect. You can gently close the eyes. And then just imagining, just above our heads, around 1.5 feet above our heads, is an extremely bright sphere or ball of non-dual light energy. Pure bright white light, scintillating, electric, visceral. Just sense and feel this ball of light above your head. Let all your attention rest upon this ball of light. Don't think about it. Just see it, just feel it, just sense it. Just like switching on a lamp or a light, the moment we intend, this ball of light begins to stream its energy down through the body. Switching this ball of light on, streaming this bright white scintillating light all the way through the body. Give a gentle stretch inside the body to allow a clean conduit for the transmission of this energy or force. Don't let the tissues of the body crumple. Don't collapse. Keep everything slightly taut so that the energy can transmit cleanly. Stretching gently upwards, but relax anything inside the body that's creating blockage, preventing transmission. Keep opening yourself up to this energy. Don't let the mind distract you. Just stay with the feeling and the sense. Stay with the vision. Just begin to allow this light to fill up the area around the body as well as inside. Continually allowing this light to stream we're going to begin to pour, breathe this light. So streaming down from up above us, streaming through the body. It's filling up the area around the body. And then at the same time, we'll also begin to pour, breathe that energy. So pour, breathing that light in through all the pores of the body, 360 degrees all over. And as we exhale, just filling the body with that light. It's allowing it to pack the inside of the body. Allowing it to stream down over you and through you. Pour, breathing the energy at the same time. Pour, breathe it into the body. As you exhale, fill the body with this light. rest. Just rest. Just feel the body full of light. And then just allow your awareness, allow your attention to try to come to rest upon your own sense of being, your own sense of self. We all have a apparent sense of I, of me, of what I feel like. Just beginning to direct attention to this aspect of your being that you call the I. And just allow your attention to gently move around this concept, this idea, or perhaps even this feeling of I-ness, of being me. Just see if you can't allow your attention to begin to penetrate through the various veils of illusion that have sprung up around this self-nature, around this self-identity. We can ask very directly, who am I? Who am I? We have taken it for granted that we know ourselves. We've taken the various ideas, judgments, opinions of others and have formed a sense of self-identity from this conglomerate of perceived identity. But beyond our given name, beyond our age or gender or sexual orientation or job, who am I? What is this I that I grasp so strongly onto, that I believe in so heartedly, what it is, or what it appears to be. Or does something slip further from our grasp as we try to hone in, as we try to pinpoint the location, feeling, or nature of this I? Who am I? We're not looking for any intellectual answer. It's not philosophy. Try to sense this sense of I directly. Does it become clearer or more defined as we look? Or does it become vaguer, less defined, maybe even difficult to find? What do we notice when we direct our attention to this I? No need to discuss in your mind or narrate the process. Simply keep directing your attention inwards towards this perceived sense of self. join the palms together. It's beginning to rub the hands. And then washing the face, massaging the face, circles. Rub the hands. Fingers through the hair of the back of the neck. Rub the hands. Swiping up the outside of the left arm. Turn at the shoulder, come down the inside. Up the outside, down the inside, the outside, down the inside. And other side. Up the outside, turn at the shoulder, down the inside, up the outside, down the inside, the outside, down the inside. Rub the hands. Massage the kidneys. Rub the kidneys. Rest with the hands on the lower back. Feel the kidneys grow warm and soft. Rub hands. Interlock the fingers. Hands to the belly. Down the left side of the navel, up on the right side. Down on the left, up on the right, 9 times. Nice and hard, create some friction, create some heat. When you've done 9, just relax with the hands on the lower belly. Just center your energy in the lower belly area. You can join the palms, thumbs to the breastbone. We'll just chant the seed syllable Om once. The M sound is longer than the O sound. Long, deep, slow inhalation. Okay, thank you very much.